All right, back again. We're talking about this message. When people say you have to make healthy boundaries, right? Or you didn't have the right healthy boundaries in the beginning, in the first place, when you started dealing with a narcissist. I'll say this. That may not necessarily be all the way true. Some of you, yes, you had poor boundaries. You had poor standards and so forth. But some of you, and this is why I don't want you to lean too much into that aspect of when people are saying, oh, you need better boundaries. Some of you had better boundaries. You already had good boundaries. What happened was you didn't know the game. It's a difference, right? You could have had all the boundaries set up, right? But with narcissists, with people who are con artists, manipulators, so forth and so on, if you are not up on game and knowing the different types of game that can be ran, regardless of the boundaries you have set in place, it can be bypassed and gotten beyond those boundaries right underneath your nose without you even knowing. It's like the Trojan horse, right? It's like when people do things to hackers to infect computers or hack, into different databases. They're using things that go unrecognizable to the software that's designed to catch it. So you have firewalls that are set up, which are like boundaries in the computer world. But hackers find ways to get around to go undetected beyond these firewalls. That's kind of how you got to think of it when you're thinking about narcissists and how they got into some of you. Some of you, it wasn't because you had poor boundaries. So this is important to make this important distinction, because a lot of you will start listening to this information. You'll hear people say, oh, you need better, stronger boundaries, better boundaries. Well, you had good, sound boundaries, and they still managed to get in because the narcissist was able to show you something that appeared to be harmless, appeared to be beneficial, right? Something that appeared to have your best interests. And this is how it starts. So, of course, there's nothing that's going to be readily present in front of your face blatantly for you to say, oh, I need to enforce these boundaries. It doesn't happen that way. It's over a course of period of time. And what it's playing on is not principles. The narcissist isn't playing on principles. They're not playing on your intelligence. That's not what gets you to gaining control over a situation with a narcissist. The narcissist masters the emotional side of things, your emotions. And so when you put emotions into the equation, a lot of these things that people say set up for boundaries, it doesn't come into play because the emotions will override a lot of the things that's meant to be seen or caught from these boundaries people have set in place. And again, the narcissist doesn't just come out being this vicious, hardened, cruel person. This gets revealed after a period of time, and to metaphorically speak, after you've been infected already by them. After the corrupted software, if we're talking computer language, has already gotten into the files. Over a period of time, it starts to corrupt the rest of the files. So it's not like, oh, you were just this dumb, ignorant person that didn't know anything, right? Intelligence-wise, academic-wise, or whatnot. That's not the point. Point is, there's a lot of game. And some of that game is game you haven't seen before. Game you haven't encountered before. That opened up the door or doors for the narcissist to be able to get in and play around and begin to start corrupting the files or the things that would say, no, I'm not going to go this far. Because by the time they're deep within, they have full access. And when they have full access, that is pertaining to your emotions specifically. They're able to manipulate and get past or, change, alter, amend a lot of those boundaries and standards that you had set in place. They get you to compromise on a lot of things that you normally wouldn't have compromised on. But again, this isn't happening right out the gate. It's not just right out the gate this is going down. The narcissists, work their way in slowly, getting you to see one aspect or side of them that is totally contrary to who they really are. So on the surface, your senses are perceiving and reading something that doesn't spell or give any indication of danger, harm, to allow boundaries to start going up more. In fact, it's the exact opposite. They're showing you everything that would allow your boundaries and guards to come down more. It's game. It's manipulation. It's strategies. It's tactics. And the only way to stay abroad and stay up on this is to have some game to yourself as well. If you're naive, if you lack good judgment yourself, if you've been sheltered and really haven't been out there to see what's really up, yeah, you stand a chance of having that happen and running into the narcissist, as many of you did. Most of it's naivety, right? People it's just something they haven't seen, something they haven't experienced, something they never thought about taking into account that could actually happen. And lo and behold, they run into someone who was able to see that you were unaware of just how different game and tactics and manipulation can be ran. And they took advantage of it. Plain and simple. Again, has nothing to do with your intelligence or, anything like that. So a lot of smart people get manipulated and used by narcissists. Right? They're chameleons. They're able to blend in to make you see them as one thing, to make you trust, believe in them, etc. And unfortunately, there's a lot of naive people who are out there who, especially if you're an emotionally led person, you respond and you react, and emotions hold strong for you, the narcissist, you're a major target for a narcissist. Or they're gonna have a ball with you, because that is a weakness, to be emotionally led. So I would work on balancing and managing your emotions, to not get so wrapped up emotionally into something without fully doing your due diligence to inspect and perceive exactly what it is you're feeling, right? And accompanying that with critical thinking and reasoning. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this. Share, like, subscribe. Till next time, have a good one.